الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان على الظالمين والصلاة والسلام على النبي الأمين سيدنا محمد رحمة الله العالمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Today inshallah in our study of Seerah Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the biography of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, from the book of Fiqh Seerah by Sheikh Muhammad al-Ghazali alayhi rahmatullah. We reached to Jihad al-Da'wah. We reached to last time we discussed the revelation of the Noble Quran to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the first ayahs which came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and how this experience was very tough for the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when the Jibreel alayhi salam is coming to them, to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Some people would think about it. Why Jibreel is coming to the Prophet ﷺ and in this way that terrifies him? This way that terrifies the Prophet ﷺ, made him shiver and go back to Khadija radiallahu anha. Why is this? Why the revelation didn't just come as a form of inspiration to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like the Prophet sallallahu says in some hadith, إن روح القدس نفث في روعي إنه لن تموت نفس حتى تستوفي رزقها وأجلها فاتقوا الله وأجملوا في الطلب. This is something will be revealed to the Prophet, inspired to the Prophet sallallahu that no soul will die before it fulfills or it attains its provision and its ajal, which is lifetime specified by the Prophet ﷺ. Therefore, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَجْمِلُوا فِي الطَّلَبِ. Seek the means of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a good means by seeking the halal and avoiding the haram, because everything that will Allah prescribe for you, you will be given it. Okay? This something was inspired to the Prophet ﷺ in his heart. Why the revelation didn't come to the Prophet ﷺ in this way? The reason for that, the revelation coming to the Prophet ﷺ and he faces some difficulty for the Prophet ﷺ and for all of us to know that this revelation is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not something that the Prophet ﷺ sees in dream or something that he has attained by his solitude in this mountain, like a spiritual experience, and he come with this knowledge. No, it comes in these different forms which the Prophet ﷺ used to suffer of them when he rides his camel, when he's riding any dabba, anything he's riding, a donkey or a camel, يثقل عليه, even the camel or the donkey he's riding will becomes, the Prophet's body becomes heavy because of the revelation, this experience, this hard experience. And also كان يتصفد عرقا, okay, like he swells في الليلة الشاتية, in the nights of winter, okay, he swells because of this experience. But this is for the Prophet ﷺ to know that this is something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to cut it short that this revelation is not something that from the Prophet ﷺ, but it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first revelation to the Prophet ﷺ was اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. Okay, طبعا not the full surah by the way, but the beginning of this surah. And among the early surahs which was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ, يا أيها المدثر قم فأنذر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر. When he returned home and he said, زملوني زملوني, that, yeah, cover me. And then after that Allah revealed to him يا أيها المدثر, reminding him of this incident which was karamatullah لنبيه صلى الله عليه وسلم, the honor of Allah to his Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, by revealing this revelation, this honor to humanity till the day of judgment, was the revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also addressing the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم to stand up and to arise and deliver the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now the Prophet's life will change and the whole world will be changing by this revelation. So it requires him to arise and warn his people. وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ وَالرُّجْزَ فَهْجُرْ. This is, we said, the first point, that this revelation was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ in many forms. These forms the Prophet used to face difficulty because of this. To inform us that this revelation of Allah, there is a verse that clarifies this. إن هو إلا وحي يوحى علمه شديد القوى. إن هو إلا وحي. This is a revelation that comes from Allah, letter by letter. ذو مرة فاستوى وهو بالأفق الأعلى ثم دنا فتدلى, referring to Jibreel alayhi salam and to the Prophet ascension during his journey to the sky. What did the Prophet ﷺ invite people? What was the message of the Prophet ﷺ? This message in its early form. What was the message of the Prophet ﷺ? What did the Prophet ﷺ invite his people? First of all, to al-wahdaniyya al-mutlaqa, to worship Allah, to believe in one God who has no partner, neither in the sky or the earth, nor in the earth. Everything is subject to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala worship. And this was the first thing that the Prophet ﷺ called his people, to leave the idols which they used to worship, to make them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to supplicate to Allah. You didn't need anyone as to wasita baynaka wa bayna Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as an intimidator between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you can invoke Allah and supplicate to Him. And we said in the beginning that they were in clear misguidance. They were worshipping idols. Some people, by the time of the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, they were worshipping the planets. Some people were Christians who deviated from the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, started differing about the message of Isa alayhi salam, and the Jewish also who deviated from the message of Musa alayhi salam. Second thing, and this is among the themes in the Quran al-Makki, as we said before, ad-dar al-akhirah, to believe that this life, Brother Riyadh, is short and it will end, brother, in some time, right? So we are in a journey toward ad-dar al-akhirah. The end of this journey, like people on a train, or they go to different stations, but finally they know that the final station is their final destination. Likewise, is the akhirah. It's the time when people will be either rewarded for what they have done in this life, or they will be punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of their misguidance. Third point is tazkiyatun nafs. These were three themes that the Prophet ﷺ invited people: al-wahdaniyya al-mutlaqa, oneness of Allah; ad-dar al-akhirah, the last day; and also tazkiyatun nafs, purification of the soul. And we were just talking about the purification of the soul. The main thing is, in purification of our souls, فعل الطاعات واجتناب المعاصي. As Allah said, وَلَوْ أَنَّهُمْ فَعَلُوا مَا يُوعَظُونَ بِهِ لَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُمْ وَأَشَدَّ تَثْبِيتًا. If you do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed upon you, لَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُمْ, this will be good for you, وَأَشَدَّ تَثْبِيتًا, this will give you a strong faith and steadfastness of the religion. وكما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما أمرتكم به ما نهيتكم عنه فاجتنبوه. Whatever I prohibited from you, avoid it. وما أمرتكم به فأتوا منه ما استطعتم. Whatever I inform you or instruct you, فأتوا منه ما استطعتم, do it as much as you can to your best of ability. And this is why purification of the soul was among the main themes of the message of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed ayahs like قُلْ تَعَالَوْا أَتْلُوا مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Allah prohibited them from doing shirk. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, which is being obedient to one's parents. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ مِنْ إِمْلَاقٍ, don't kill your children. And this was among the great sins. مِنْ إِمْلَاقٍ, because of poverty. نحن نرزقكم وإياهم ولا تقربوا الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن ولا تقتلوا النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تتقون. A man by the name is Aktham ibn Sayfi, he said a word which is inspiring. We have to reflect on the saying of this man, Aktham ibn Sayfi. He said, إنما جاء به محمدا عليه الصلاة والسلام لو لم يكن دينا لكان في خلق الناس حسنا. يعني if what Prophet ﷺ conveyed, the message of the Prophet ﷺ, if it wasn't a religion from Allah, it would have been something great. لكان في خلق الناس حسنا. يعني even if it isn't a religion, the fact it's a religion, but even if it wasn't a religion, it's something good, it's something perfect, even if it wasn't by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The fourth main point of pillars of the message of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, حفظ كيان الجماعة المسلمة, the unity of the Muslim Ummah, by being kind to one another, being al-jasad al-wahid, one body. This is also among the message of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قال الله تعالى, this was among the early also revelation in Surah Al-Muddathir, كل نفس بما كسبت رهينة. Every man will be questioned or about his deeds, if good or bad. إلا أصحاب اليمين, except the people of the right. في جنات يتساءلون عن المجرمين ما سلككم في سقر. Those will be in paradise asking about the مجرمين, the wrongdoers, polytheists. ما سلككم في سقر قالوا لم نكن من المصلين. What's the first point which prevented them from going into paradise? ترك الصلاة. ولم نكن نطعم المسكين. We didn't feed the poor. وكنا نخوض مع الخائضين وكنا نكذب بيوم الدين. But these are the reasons that allowed them to the hellfire. Denying the day of judgment, not feeding the poor, and also having the bad manners. وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ. And among the early Muslims, I think we said that before, is Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. We explained Surah Al-Layl. Okay, وَسَيُجَنَّبُهَا الْأَتْقَى. What did Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu do? He didn't find any man used to give charity and to feed the poor. And if he finds any one of the Muslims who accepted Islam and he's a slave, he would free him by his own money. And this is the right of every Muslim individually upon the al-jama'ati al-Muslim, upon the Muslim. طيب, now we will be discussing also الرعيل الأول. الرعيل الأول was the first generation who accepted Islam. هذا الرعيل, this is really a distinguished people. They were really a distinguished people who are the early Sahaba. They deserved the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as he says in Surah At-Tawbah, verse 100. والسابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم بإحسان, and those who followed them in righteousness. السابقون الأولون, the early Muslims. رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه. They deserve the satisfaction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are satisfied with Allah and Allah is satisfied with them. So no matter what any man, whoever he says about this early generation, it doesn't harm them. Why? Because they attained the satisfaction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب, هنا this is the idea that Iman is like a magical power, that when it touches the hearts, it changes people altogether. And this is what happened with the Sahaba. When the Iman was steadfastness, remember the story of Musa alayhi salam? What the Sahara, the sorcerer, who gathered, all of them gathered in one place, Sahara, and they plotted to do this magic, okay? But what happened when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Musa a sign, which is this snake that eat all them? What happened then? قالوا آمنا برب العالمين. We believed in Allah, the Lord of the world. رب موسى وهارون. And قالوا لن نؤثرك على ما جاءنا من البينات والذي فطرنا. We will not prefer you than the signs of Allah that came to us. قيل كانوا في أول النهار سحرة فجار. they were sorcerers, wrongdoers. وصاروا في آخر النهار, by the end of the day they become مؤمنون بررة, they become true believers. This is the iman when it touches the heart. طيب, who the Prophet ﷺ chose when he started inviting people to Islam? Did he invite everyone? Or he chose among his people? He chose the one who are very close to him. Very close to him. This actually was by instruction of Allah. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. Invite your family and your close relatives, عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. And his friends actually, as he invited Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and he named him as-Siddiq because he was trusting the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he says, and he was a close friend of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet started inviting the close people to him. And why is this? Because they have no doubt in the trustworthy of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They knew him very well. Who we need to know who accepted Islam by then. زوجته Khadija was among the first to believe in him. First woman actually. ومولاه زيد بن حارثة, his servant. Zayd ibn Haritha was the first to accept Islam among the servants. Zayd ibn Haritha, we need to know these information, brothers. وابن عمه علي بن أبي طالب, Ali ibn Abi Talib was among the young youth يعني, كان غلاما who accepted Islam. And Ali, where he was living by then when he accepted Islam, was living in the Prophet's house. Okay? Why he was living in the Prophet's house? Because the Prophet ﷺ, he wanted to help his uncle Abu Talib, so he took him and he took care of him. وصديقه الحميم, his close friend Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was very active in da'wah. He was very active. So that he entered to Islam, by him, people entered to Islam, great Sahaba in the early years of Islam. Among them, Uthman ibn Affan, and he was the fourth caliph, the third caliph, Uthman radiallahu anhu. وطلحة بن عبيد الله وسعد بن أبي وقاص, and all of them are among the 10 people who are giving glad tidings of paradise by the Prophet ﷺ. And we know about Waraq ibn Nawfal. Waraq ibn Nawfal, he accepted Islam. We said the story of Waraq ibn Nawfal when Khadija radiallahu anha took the Prophet ﷺ to him. However, he didn't live long. But it was reported that the Prophet ﷺ saw him in the dream, and this is Hadith Hasan, saw him in the dream. And he saw him in a good condition, yani, which shows that he has a status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Among the early Muslims who accepted Islam also, الزبير بن العوام, وأبو ذر الغفاري, وعمر بن عبسة, وخالد بن سعيد بن العاص. وفشى الإسلام في مكة بين من نور الله قلوبهم. Islam started spreading in Mecca gradually among the people whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided and gave him the basira. طب Quraysh, when they heard about Islam started spreading, they didn't care at the beginning. In the beginning they didn't care. And this is the reason for that, because probably they thought Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was like people before him who invited to the oneness of Allah, like Umayyah ibn Abi Salt, وقس ibn Sa'ida, وزيد ibn Amr ibn Nufayl. We talked about those people and how they invited their people to Islam. However, after that they started realizing the seriousness of this message on their beliefs and on their thoughts. This time the Prophet ﷺ started the secret da'wah for 3 years. 3 years of secret da'wah. ثم نزل الوحي. After this, the revelation came to the Prophet ﷺ, ordering him to publicly declare the da'wah. And this is what we are going to discuss next time, inshallah, about Izhar al-Da'wah, when the Prophet ﷺ started publicly inviting people to Islam. This will be followed by clear resistance. Because the people before Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, like Waraqa ibn Nawfal and Umayyah ibn Abi Salt, wa Zayd ibn Amr ibn Nufayl, all those people didn't publicly announce their da'wah. They were worshipping Allah. But when they will realize that Muhammad ﷺ is a different kind of man, they will start resisting this da'wah, and this is what we will know next time, inshallah. Jazakumullah.